All right, you guys, go ahead and start off with our first problem in this case, guys. This is problem A in this case. And we're trying to identify in this case, guys, a few things, right? In this case, to start off, we're given that we have a kite in this case, guys, which is ABC. That's actually the name. ABCD, that's the name of the kite, right? Here's our kite. And a few things that they're telling us first is that we have segment AC is perpendicular to segment BD. Perpendicular in this case, guys, this here, it means it's 90 degrees, right? When they intersect, that's going to create a 90-degree angle, which is what we see here, right? We see that 90 degrees. Another thing that they're telling us in this case, guys, is that we have also the segments in this case of DE equaling to EB, which means that DE, whatever DE measures, it's actually going to be the same thing for EB, right? And they're actually giving us the segment DB. So I just want to, let me actually write that information down here. They're also telling us that DB is equal to 12, right? So notice this part here. It's actually telling us that it's equal to 12. The goal in this case, guys, is to actually solve for segment AC, which is this segment here. Now, if we take a look at this here, guys, once again, we're trying to find segment AC. In order for us to actually solve for that, we need to find two sides, right? Or two segments that make up the AC. First one in this case, guys, would actually be this one here, right? That's the first one. Let me actually, let's do a different color here. It would be first off this section here, right? We need to find that. And then we also need to find this one here. So there's two of them that we need to find. So what I'm going to do in this case, guys, first of all, I'm going to go ahead and actually shade in two different colors, right? First one, let's go ahead and do it in blue. And this is one of the triangles that we're going to be using to solve for the first line. And then the other one, we'll go ahead and do it in purple. It's going to be this one here. So in reality, in order for us to solve for AC, we have to solve for, once again, the blue segment and the purple segment here. So before I move on in this case, guys, they did mention that DE and EB are equal to each other. So if this whole segment here is 12, then I know that each of them is going to be 6. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and actually do it on the bottom. And I'm going to draw the triangle. I'm going to draw both triangles. I have one of them being A, D, E. And this is 90 degrees. And one of the sides is 10. This side is missing. So I'm going to go ahead and put a question mark there. And I know that DE is going to be 6. Because once again, that's half of 12. Half of 12. Right? So that's the first one. The other one in this case, guys, is going to be this next triangle. And this is E, C, D. This is 7, making this as well 6. And once again, what we're trying to find are these bottom ones here, which is AE and also EC. So we're going to go ahead and actually use Pythagorean theorem on both of them in this case, guys, to actually identify what AC is. So let's go ahead and start off with the first one. And in the first one in this case, guys, I need to identify my hypotenuse, right? So taking a look at the first one here, I know that this is going to be C because it's right across from the 90-degree angle. We'll say that this here is A and that there is B. So using Pythagorean theorem, we know that it's A squared plus B squared equals a C squared. So then that's going to become A squared, because that's what we're looking for, plus 6 squared is equal to 10 squared. So that's going to give me A squared plus 36 is equal to 100. If we're solving in this case, guys, for A squared, I'm going to go ahead and subtract 36 to both sides, giving me A squared is equal to 64. Last step in this case, guys, is in order for us to get rid of a square, is to take the square root. And I have left in this case, guys, A is equal to 8. So the first segment in this case, guys, which is AE, is actually going to be equal to 8. Let's go ahead and do the same process on the next one, guys. So the next one, and I'm going to go ahead and do that in purple. On this one here, guys, we actually have 7 to be C. We'll go ahead and say that this is also A, and we'll say that this here is B. All right, so then that's going to be a format of A squared plus a 6 squared is equal to 7 squared. That's going to give you A squared plus 36 is equal to 49. For solving for A in this case, guys, I'm going to go ahead and subtract 36 to both sides and subtract 36. So that gives me A squared is equal to, I believe that's 12. And in order for us to get rid of the square, we take the square root in this case, guys. Actually, it's going to be 13. My mistake. 13, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and take the square root and take the square root. So I have A in this case, guys, equal to the square root of 13. So if I want to go ahead and solve for AC, because this here would be EC is equal to the square root of 13. If I want to find AC, it's going to be AE plus EC. And that would give us, in this case, 8 plus the square root of 13. And if we check that in this case, guys, 8 plus the square root of 13 would actually give me 11.6, because we're only rounding to 1 decimal.